been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. I have received so many emails, so many text messages and phone calls with all that's going on politically in the world and especially in the United States. And you know, we have it's almost like he's Batman. He's hidden away and he comes out right on time. I'm talking about no other than our brother, our mighty warrior, Mr. Political. And I received so many messages last night. It's almost as though they knew and felt your presence that we had arranged that we're going to do something today. So let me introduce Mr. Political, and I'm glad you're here to clarify some of the mess that's going on and to tell us what's going to happen, because you told me some things last night that were really crucial that CNN, Headline News, and Fox are just not going to say, especially with them. So as a black brother who's going to tell the truth, lay it on us and let us have it. Welcome to the show again. Welcome home.
All right, now, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Especially good morning to Central Florida, my home base. The place where I love most of all. The sun is shining greatly, but it does not shine enough because we, as Floridians, are the last of those who have common sense in this world. We went 100 for 100 in electoral votes for Mr. Trump. That doesn't mean that we love him. That just means that we want the best for the country, that we would not put aside the salvation of the greatest nation in the world for the egotistical behavior of a Democratic Party that neither love white nor black. They're more in the tune of immigrant. Mr. Joe Biden did not hesitate to use his hatred from the pulpit of the American black. He eliminated us from history, that history that was made that night, not a wanted history, but a history that was made. He removed the black America from existence and has his side chick, his double R trick bitch, comes into the fold in suffrage white, with full knowledge that suffrage white was nothing but a country club for female Klans members. Yes, we participated, but we didn't participate as an equal partner. We participated as to help those who cleaned up after those who fucked up. So, in America today, I've been asked to give comment. Some may say that I am angry. You would be angry too if you've seen the greatest nation in the world simp like a $2 trick for an individual who was a 3-time loser and not even a winner this time. That he could not recognize his wife from his sister, nor could he recognize a black person from a free person. I think we're in trouble. These next 3 months, which will bring us Thanksgiving and Christmas, will not be happy at times. There will be not time to remember, but there will be times to scorn. True America, true black American, be fully aware that your day of Jubilee is on the horizon. Be fully aware that if we separate ourselves from the Democratic Party, throw off the dirty draws stained with shit that they have dragged for over 400 years to our people, that jubilation is on the horizon. That separatism is the answer. Yes, that's what I said. All you pseudo-Negroes with your Cadillacs and your BMW and your Ferraris in the yard, I said separation. That is the only alternative that we have left. Creepy Joe and his side bitch have ominous demises for you and your children. Don't let their color fool you. Don't let who they hang out with you fool you. Because if you remember the history of our people, the vast majority of us were thrown into slavery because of our own people. If you remember the history of our people, the vast majority of the employees for the slave trade were black. We must come to the realization that there is a sect, a 1% of 3%ers who are black, who have took the mark of the beast, and they have decided that they would turn their color in for a new color, a green dollar. They celebrated in mass numbers the victory of Mr. Joe Biden. You will never hear out of my mouth President Joe Biden. I will give him the Freudian respect to call him Mr. Joe Biden. But before I will piss on myself, I will never call him president. Now, all you individuals who are quite upset about my comments, you already know the program. Kick rocks, pick up the phone, and get on the show. But the bottom line, our country is in trouble. And Creepy Joe ain't the man, and his side bitch ain't the chick. All right? Straight up. And you say, well, D, that's very disrespectful. Well, what is disrespectful is when his side bitch get on TV and she say she ain't gonna do nothing for the colors. Then tricky, creepy Joe get on TV and say he ain't gonna do nothing for the colors, but he gonna do everything for a pissant who come climbing in this bitch. May he swim on his back, may he come in the bottom of a trailer. Long as he ain't no black man, Joe gonna find a way to feed his ass and educate his children and provide them a better way. But you niggas better get down to the local food bank, because America ain't got no love for you. Even they pseudo niggas have turned against you. It is sad. It is sad. So, we have great things that has occurred. I was fortunate enough to be in my hometown to see one of the rockets go into space to carry a black man. A black man to go into space. He wasn't no scientist. He wasn't no military person. He was a black man. And he was driving. No, he wasn't chauffeuring. No, he wasn't looking for Miss Daisy. He was leading the way. And I got to stand there with a young girl and watch the gleam in her eyes of the future. I watched the young girl ask the question like, when is her turn to go? This is what we do on the Space Coast. This is what we dream about on the Space Coast. We see nothing but the stars, and we ask our children to reach even higher than the stars. So, in that, you know I'm pissed about Creepy Joe. You know I'm upset that Hillary may not go to jail. But thank God this is America. Each day I thank God this is America. Because we got courts. And we're going to put it in the court. And you don't have to believe in that man. But Joe ain't the man. And his side bitch ain't the bitch. And I don't have to respect her. I have to respect my sisters of my color, of my race. And that heifer ain't no sister. Stop fooling yourself. And whoever, and I'm calling out to America, whoever was the one that transposed that picture with her, with Rosa Parks, don't let me catch you on the streets. Because if I catch you on the streets, I'm going to drop you. Because that is very disrespectful. I don't know who told you that you had right to disrespect my color by saying that heifer is a trailblazer like Rosa Parks. Just because they the same light-skinned color. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of you professional blacks who exploit your color for whatever reason other than doing something for your people. So I'm telling you now, whoever was the black who did that poster, if you in earshot, if you hear me right now, if I catch you on the streets, I'm going to kick you to sleep. If I catch you in the Walmart, I'm going to kick you to sleep. If I catch you at the local, I'll kick you to sleep. This, and you Negroes from them HBU colleges, and your exploiting of our color and our ethnic belief is getting out of hand. Because if you really want to tell something, tell how HBU colleges helped put black people in slavery, and then want to educate them to the point that they're ignorant and stupid. So whoever did that poster that's flying around America, please take it down. That is so disrespectful to that woman. But I bet you if you dig a little deeper, it was one of them pseudo-white Negroes from them HBU colleges who put that up. They more confused than any black people that you can ever meet in America. We have a lot of things going on. Joe is not going to have a cure. Joe is not in 45 days going to have a plan. There will be massive lawsuits, and the lawsuits will take us into the second year of supposed to be Mr. Joe Biden's term. But he ain't president. He is not the president, and he will never be the president until Mr. Trump succeeds. He will not be the president until after the lawsuit, because Joe knows. But the worst part is Joe is not going to live those 2 years. Joe will be dead before those 2 years. He will be incapacitated. He will have a stroke. He'll have colon, prostate, something. He already got Alzheimer's. So, that's a blessing. We know that as long as Trump sues, that creepy Joe won't be president. And this ain't nothing I heard. I read the Constitution. And I advise a great deal of you to read the Constitution. Because your ignorance by allowing the media to misrepresent Joe Biden as the president of the free world, and you be accepting of it, makes it even more important within society that civics is put within the school system so our children will not be stuck on stupid. So they will not follow the example of the Democratic Party and misrepresent themselves as competent individuals to be walking and talking and breathing and thinking. This is not the capability of the Democratic Party. This is not the breeding process of the Democratic Party. This is not even the tricking process of the Democratic Party. Yes, it's true. The Democratic Party will screw up a trick date. They will put the wrong dollar on the wrong counter and will not use a condom when they screw you. That's the Democratic Party. They're not your daddy's Democratic Party. They're not your mama's Democratic Party. They're a whole nother separate individuals who do not believe in America, who have definite problems with people who are black. They don't have a problem with people of color. They got a problem with people who are black. They do not want us to exist. They want us to die and disappear, and then they bring in the brown people to take our place. That is the plan of the Democratic Party. It has been the plan of the Democratic Party, and they're putting it into motion. And black people, at this present time, the election is over, and you have seen there is no plan. They got you to go to the polls. You're not going to get no check. There will be no Christmas. There will be no Thanksgiving. They have 13 days to get you a stimulus check so that check would make some kind of viable effect in your life and this economy. 13 days, people. In 13 days, if you do not see no stimulus check, leave that check alone. Put that check out of your mind. That check is never going to come. They lied to you. And no, Trump did not lie to you. You need to look at Nancy and your homeboys, which y'all believe. But she's the one that screwed you out of your money. Her and her Democratic Party kept you and your family from having, so they would make sure that Joe would have a decent chance. Yes, that's what I said. They treated you like an ass with a carrot on a rope in front of your face, and you followed that carrot all the way to the pole. Yeah, that's what I said. He put a carrot on the end of a rope, which was on the end of a stick, and they turned you into an ass, and they put the carrot in front of your face. and you followed it all the way to the polls. But the thing is, when you got to the polls, you didn't even get the carrot. You got your ass whacked. Now we got a problem. We got a big problem in this country. Okay, because we are in the midst of two individual white men fighting over the top dog seat. And in the meantime, some 45 million people are trying to figure out they're going to keep their lights, their roofs, and their children fed and safe. Well, these two assholes are going to be fighting in the highest courts that this nation ever had. The one with the 8 white people and the one pseudo-Negro. All right? And he ain't even got a voice in this. He's just hanging out. He wondering when they want him to drive the car, when they want him to open the door, when they want him to serve tea. That's what he there for. Because only a Negro by the name of Clarence, and I know a couple of Uncle Tom Clarences, right? And the Uncle Tom Clarence I know is in Cocoa, Florida. He just like Clarence Thomas. I mean, they just two Uncle Toms from the same P, right? This Uncle Tom, Mr. Clarence Thomas, and you say, D, you just so disrespectful of these people. If you look at your nation, if you look at your community, if you look at your living standards, then you the damn fools to be respectful to them asses, because they don't give a damn about you. And where I come from, if a person don't give a damn about you, you do not have to respect them, even as part of social graces. So, let's talk about that pseudo-Negro who barred his skin, who banged his white wife. All right? Let's talk about that pseudo-Negro. That pseudo-Negro on the Supreme Court is going to say nothing during this. This pseudo-Negro on the Supreme Court is going to be invisible. And it seems the reason, since day one he got there, he's been invisible. The last time he said over a year ago, and it took him 15 years to say something then. He collecting a check. He's a good Negro. He keep his mouth shut and he vote the way they want him to. Black people, they're making you invisible. They're removing you from existence. They are telling you that your children are an anomaly, a freak of nature, and this too shall pass. But the sad part, and it's always a sad part, is that you're so willing to go, just like the Jews, to the Holocaust. You're so willing to accept and be accepted that you're willing to go to the chambers, to go to the ovens. Because that's what they're offering you and your children, the same thing they offered the Jews. But the only thing is, the Jews were afraid to die and they leaned upon God. The Negroes, they're willing to die and they forgot that they are God's children. You turn back to him and you say, do something about my country. Help me get some kind of understanding why they're so destructive to the most beautiful place in the world. Why is greed propagating our community that we cannot love one another and help one another and grow as we had did some almost 200 years in this nation? The division is coming. This division is going to hurt all of us. No one will benefit from this division. No one will grow great. No one will be happy. Our children will not trim the stars because they'll be divided, that they won't speak to each other, won't talk to each other, and won't learn from each other, and won't love each other. Joe is bringing misery. He is. And you can celebrate, but you're only going to celebrate for 100 days. So you get it out your system. Because the next 100 days, you get your little party, get your little drink on, get your little smoke on, get your little trick helper or trick boy, whatever flips your ticket. But within 100 days, you're going to find out how bad things are. Within 100 days, you're going to find that our country is getting ready to go into a recession, and that you should have prepared yourself for it almost 2 months ago when they was lying to you. Within 100 days, you're going to find out that you're no closer than you was a day ago to medical insurance. Within 100 days, you're going to find out that if you don't come up with that money real quick, your ass is going to be sleeping on the street. Within 100 days, if you don't come up with a concept and be an entrepreneur and create you a business, that your colored ass is going to starve. Within 100 days, you would know that public assistance, human services, and the vast majority of those services that are created for those who fall through the safety net and fall on top of the safety net, because it's supposed to be the safety net, the services will be very few. Within 100 days, you will find within the court system that you are going to have to pay for your freedom. You're going to have to pay for information so you can be made whole. That's a legal term. You're going to have to pay for documentation of the lie they told before the lie they told. Our courts are in trouble. Our medical professions are in trouble. Our law enforcement is in trouble. Oh, yeah, within 100 days, Joe ain't going to do a goddamn thing about the police. I just want to throw that in there, okay? Just want to throw that in there. Within 100 days, Miss Rice will have a comment about Miss Harris, and it will not be very flattering. Within 100 days, Miss Harris will show her true racist color to a black American, other than the 20,000 black men she sent to prison while she sat there and smoked weed and laughed about it. Well, y'all some simpleton. Ain't nan heifer gonna sit in my face, tell me she did me dirty, deny my existence, and I still put her in the White House because some white man said, oh, she's gonna put shoes back in cheese. Black people, we got pride. Black people, we got pride. And if we do not address this problem by removing those pseudo-Negroes from the Democratic Party, those pseudo-Negroes that we voted into office, those pseudo-Negroes who sit as chairman and CEO of HBU colleges, all the bitches got to go for us to survive this. We're in trouble, people. And yes, the lights is on, no buildings are burning, no riotings in the streets, no wholesale murders, no finding of bodies, no looting. Yes, these things are not occurring. Yes. See, that's when Armageddon comes. But before that, all kind of funky stuff going on. And it's going on now. And the end result will be that. And black people own nothing. We have no resources. Even the ghettos which we propagate do not even have resources. This is our Jubilee year. And the year that's coming is our Jubilee year. If we do not see what is before us as a people, if we do not accept the fact that we're unwanted and undesired other than assimilation of our culture and entertainment, you can do all the Black History moments you want, but the facts still remain the same. That may it be 30 days, or may it be 365 days, we're unwanted. They're trying to find a way to make your people and my people undesirable each day. They changed their tactic from physically putting their hands on you to mentally destroying you and yours and your self-esteem and your willingness to do better. They remove it each and every day. We must do better. We must prepare ourselves for what is occurring. It's not going to change. There will not go back to the days that we used to know in America. Those days are gone. And for you individuals who are sitting on your doorstep, twiddling your thumbs and waiting for it to come by, and you're going to catch the bus and you're going to go on with the great America, and America's going to be what you want it to be, those days are gone. And especially if you're a black American. Those days are gone. What we used to know of America doesn't exist anymore. Just the hollow shell is before your visible eyes. Yes, it's true. Everything looked normal, but like the old joke, them your lying eyes. Prepare yourself. Come up with a comparable plan. Go into business. Catch the entrepreneurial spirit and go back into your community. Go back and develop your daycares. Go back and develop your human services departments that provide services for your community. Go back and set up citizen review boards to prepare yourself for the evil, nasty officer who still believes that he is superior just because his old lady drawled. Her thong got caught in his white sheets one day, and that's why they call it the thin blue line. Go home and prepare yourself. Go home and, if you can, get a concealed weapons firearm. Stock your house, because it's coming. And as long as these white people want Joe Biden to be president, your life is in danger. Each and every day, your children's lives are in danger. Each and every day. Your existence, even as a footnote in history, is in danger every day. These are harsh words to say about a person that they say that gave all these years of service to his nation. Well, I took the opportunity and kept my tongue, and I researched all the years that he gave to his nation. And from what I see, he don't like black children on buses. He thinks that black men are predators. He feels that black men should be arrested on sight because they poise the sanctity of the virtue of his daughter. Yeah, he said that. His white daughter is so pure, she's so lily white, she pure, that he wanted to put up legislation against the Negro so the Negro couldn't walk on the sidewalk with his daughter because she's so pure and her sanctity and her virtue would be threatened by him just breathing on her cracker ass. Well, I'm sorry to be so racist, but he made it that way when he made that statement in 1984. Okay? They're always talking about how Joe grows. From what I see of Joe Biden, he has grown to be the supreme racist with Alzheimer's disease, because each and every decade, each and every year, that bitch say something stupid. And he always has the nerve and the audacity to say something stupid about black people. But when you look at the big picture, all them black people went to the polls and voted this ass in. All right? Those are the black people who still want to be slaves. Those are the black people who are afraid if they leave the plantation, if they become sovereign citizens of this country, if they protect an electoral process, if they demand more instead of less of low-quality black politicians. Yeah, that's what I say. Black people are too willing to grab a hold to any Negro who say he can read and write and want to sit with some white folks. Well, I got bad news to you. Even in the black race, there are substandard black politicians. And just because they are black don't mean that they're smart. I'm going to give you some names. Alex Goins from Cocoa, Florida. Jake Williams from Cocoa, Florida. Mike Blake from Cocoa, Florida. I could go on, but then I would have to talk about their friends, which they allow into the political process because they're all Greeks who went to Negro colleges. A Negro college is nothing but a breeding ground for the Ku Klux Klan. They just changed the letters to the BBB. That's what Negro colleges are. They're nothing but the breeding ground for the new Ku Klux Klan. In their pursuit, in their ignorance, they are hateful of their people. They use your color to get what they want, and then they go be with white people to plot to destroy you. That's all I ever seen come out of a HBU college, those type of black people. And yes, I have a hard on for HBU colleges, and I'm going to keep attacking HBU colleges until I get one of them pseudo niggas to come on Land's show and have a conversation about how trifling they are. Yes, trifling. So trifling that they hid the fact that Ms. Bethune-Cookman was a lesbian and had been a lesbian for years. That's why they're so pro-feminist at Negro colleges, because the vast majority of those females who were dealing with the Negro colleges were lesbians who had ties with white people up in government. And I'm not ashamed to speak on it. The only people who are afraid of your history are people who go to HBU colleges, is afraid of their history and what they have done to the black race, how they exploited the black race, how they have sold their own brethren out, how they stand with a woman who is not even black and allow her to say she's going to do nothing for black people, but then they get out and they fly their colors and go meow and all this other bullshit, but they support a woman who verbally comes out on TV and says she's not going to do a damn thing for black people, and they run around the country talking about, oh, she my Sirachi and my frat and all this other stuff. But all the while, they heard that heifer say, I ain't going to do a goddamn thing for you. But they so proud of her. So really you need to know that people who go to HBU colleges hate black people. They hate black people because they do everything to show how much disdain they have for their color. They do everything to show how much hatred they have for black children. And if you're a mother and you're a black father and you sent your child to an HBU college, you could have did better by drowning them at birth, putting them in a croaker sack and throwing them off a bridge and make sure you had a rock in there so it wouldn't float. Because they're the scourge of black America. They're the downfall of black America. For the last 54 years, they have done everything but to destroy black America and draw division between their people based upon economic wealth and economic accessibility. And they just acting like the niggas they are. They will do anything for $1. They will sell their mothers and fathers into slavery. And this, I know this about the HBU colleges. They do not love black America, or they would cut out their behavior. And their memberships do not love black America, or they wouldn't condone what is going on the campuses of those black colleges. Because we're relying on them to be the future leaders of black America, and we just ass out. For real. So the next time you glorify someone from an HBU college, the next time you seek and look for a new master to worship, be rest assured that you ain't nothing but the help. In closing, And it's sad to me because we lost a lot of great people this year. To the tune of almost 280,000 people we lost. We can't really be sure what portion did Black America contribute to the body count. We can't really be sure. But we know without doubt that we did not contribute to the safety of those who are here. We did not contribute in any form or fashion to the survival of our race. If anything, we speeded up our demise by going to the poll when we should have stayed at home and should have sat this one out and prepared ourselves for the end. But we're always looking to be on the team. We're always looking to be accepted. Right? And in the meantime and in the between time, in your face, they tell you that your color, your children, and all that you gave to this country is unwanted. That you are getting ready to move to a third-class status for individuals who swim backwards in here illegally and come here to make money like Ms. Harris's two parents. They're not Black Americans. They were immigrants. You heard what Joe said. He ain't doing nothing for you. He's doing it for the immigrants. This new America is going to be made for the immigrants. This new America is going to give the new immigrant an opportunity to bring and make America great again with its labor force, its education, and its work ethic. You as Black people, you're insignificant other than a talking point. You're insignificant when it comes down to the vote. You're just an excuse for everything they want to do to everybody else. They got to do it to you first, and then everybody else join in. But I asked you, I begged you to sit this one out. And yes, it's not over yet because as sure as there's white people in Washington, D.C., Trump gonna sue. And when Trump sued, just like Jeb Bush sued, it's going to take up to 2 years to 18 months before they decide which way this is going to go. And no newscaster saying, well, he doesn't have any proof of corruption or election fraud. That's insignificant in this conversation. That doesn't even apply in this conversation because the rules does not state that. He has right to sue. He has right to not give up the election. He has right not to succeed the election. These are all his rights. I may not like him, but you know what? I sure respect his ass more than I respect Joe Biden. And I'm not going to let no pseudo niggas sit up there and form what kind of idea I have about a bitch who got to pay my bill. Joe can't pay nobody bills. Only bills Joe can get paid is the ones he got for his son when he was in China getting all that goddamn money. Y'all some stupid asses. Joe getting ready to rake this country. He getting ready to run backdoor deals with Obama and his homegirl. They gonna make plenty money. That's why Obama's got his little island. Just like John Epstein, he got an island. That should tell you something. Epstein has an island. Obama has an island. They're both friends with the Clintons. I'm just saying. Epstein had an island. Obama got an island. They're all friends with the Clintons. Clinton liked little girls. Oh, what? That's the rumor. He liked little girls. And I'm talking about little girls. I'm talking about real little girls. I'm talking about the ones that ain't even crawling. He liked it like that. And his wife, well, they're a power couple. They are a true American power couple. They're not doing anything that Roosevelt and his wife did because they were a power couple and they were into sexual deviant behavior. And the Clintons were into sexual deviant behavior. Yes, that's what I said. He was chasing other women in the White House, and they was dropping their goodies on their dress. He was putting his finger on people's stuff. He was up there begging for punani all over the place, and everybody thought she was the perfect girl. But unbeknownst to America, they didn't know that Hillary's a lesbian. Yes, Hillary is a lesbian. She has been a lesbian. After that baby, that daughter, which makes you think that she heterosexual, okay, they put that in her. It wasn't no party. It wasn't no liquor. It wasn't no, they put that in her. Okay, so it wouldn't be no question about her sexuality. There's a lot of women in America that's running around here with children that's lesbian. So don't think because she had a baby, okay, that changes anything. And there's nothing wrong with being a lesbian. What's wrong is when you're a lesbian and you don't you hide the fact you're a lesbian, and then you go around creating laws that hate against men. So you're gonna hide as a sexual terrorist. Then you're gonna use your position as a sexual terrorist to terrorize other individuals because you don't want to have sex with them. See, in my world, they call that a sexual terrorist. Individuals who walk around the world talking about, I have an alternative sexual lifestyle, and you should respect me, and you should give me, and you should help me, and you should love me, and we should wave a flag together. Those are beautiful sentiments. If you're accepted by society, that's a beautiful sentiment. If you're not trying to force your existence on people who are trying to understand your existence. You can't make anyone care or love for you. You can say, share my world, share my life. This is where I stand. These are the shoes that I am walking in. You can do that. You can do that all day and twice on Sunday. But force somebody to accept your life, they're going to push back. And 9 times out of 10, the lifestyle which we're speaking on, the vast majority of individuals are fearful of, so it could lead to violence. So let's be rest assured, you can't make anybody like you. I can't make anybody understand the things that I say to them about my country and the individuals which I speak about. But I can say these things because it's my country. I can say these things because I'm a registered voter. I can say these things because I'm retired military. I say these things because I stayed home and I raised my child. And I have to be conscious, and I ask you to be conscious each and every day about the political structure and the direction our country is going in. And the path that we're going in and the dusty road which we're traveling is full of hazards. Hazards that a great many of us will not see the end of this road. A great many of us will fall by the wayside and will have but one thing to say. And that thing will be profound in any manner, in any way that everyone throughout the globe and throughout the nation would understand. Heavenly Father, help me. These words have been a long comfort and bastion in our lives. Heavenly Father, help me. This is the rallying cry of today, tomorrow, next week, and the next 100 days. Heavenly Father, help me. If you do not put this into play, if you see this as a wasted pursuit in convincing individuals that only God can help us in this time, only God can change the focus of what is going on in our country. No political leader, no trickery of Congress, no lie of the State Department, no threat by the IG office, but only God. God. He the only one gonna clean this house. He the only one gonna pick up that straw broom and put this dust all around that door, out that door. But until he show up, or until he lay hands, it is up to each and every citizen to contact his congressman, his senator, his state representative, and say, we're tired of the bullshit. We're tired of you, and we're going to hold you accountable. that you take off them expensive ass shoes and them regular ass socks, your stinking ass feet, motherfucker, and you put your feet to the fire and you go to work and you bring something to our children better than poverty, misery, and ugliness and hate and murder. That's what you do. And after you do that, you pull yourself to the side of the road, you get on your knees and you say, thank you, Heavenly Father. Because without those two things, we will not make it through to this next 100 days. So I ask everyone humbly to call your congressmen, to call your senators, to get in contact with your state representatives, and hold their feet to the fire. Do not allow our country to fall to the wayside because one political party is egotistic about having power, but less than apt to do anything with the power. Your children are relying on you for the better part of America and what's left. The elderly people are relying for you to hold the line for the service that they gave in building this great nation. And at last, and last of all, the only person that counts, the most important person, you as a registered voter, you as a mother and a father, you as a grandfather and aunt, cousin, brother, sister, brother, flesh of my blood, blood of my flesh, have the ultimate obligation to continuously be informed, to broker your vote, to hold your vote, to cherish your vote, and to share in words to your children the importance of the vote. But most of all, explain to your children that they are somebody and that their vote do count and that we're not going to give it away freely anymore. No more. No more will we throw our right, what those have died for, what those have prayed for, and for those who had sacrificed for. Go back to your local level and your local government and your municipality and clean house. Put those pseudo-black leaders, pseudo-black politicians on the street. They're not needed. They're just a figurehead. You can get a white politician to do as good a job or better than a black politician. They are symbolism. They can go. They're not needed any longer. You have had 7,000 black politicians since we were allowed to interact in the political process of America. Out of that 7,000 black politicians, you probably had 2. Because we got to do the research. We got to compare each one and what they did and what they promised and what their capabilities was and what change they made for black America. If we did that out of that 7,000, you would possibly come up with 2, if you're lucky, that did anything. And no, don't talk about Harris. Don't talk about her side little yellow nigga, and don't talk about that other little yellow nigga. Okay? Because they didn't start doing nothing until it was time for election. Then all of a sudden they gave a damn about black people. Don't be nobody's fool. Harris did not start talking tough shit until she wanted to be president. The rest of the time she sat and she put niggas in jail. She told women that if you didn't have child care, I was going to put your ass in jail. Okay? She didn't want to do nothing. She didn't care nothing about black people. And she still don't care nothing about black people. You just got played. You got played like a $2 hooker, and you still had to come up with the change. Black America got played. And in 100 days, you're going to see you got played. But black America is a funny creature because they will not take personal responsibility for their fuck up. They will find everything in the world to blame it on other than them fuck up. I can guarantee you this. Because black America is an irresponsible caretaker of their right to vote. That's what I said, an irresponsible caretaker to their right to vote. America
does not have to be concerned about Black America. Because Black America is a nation of people who find no excuse. Hear me when I say it, no excuse for screwing themselves over. You can ask them all day long, and it's always some kind of fear. Or some white man said that if I don't do this, and I don't believe this way, that I'm crazy. But as long as I believe their way, I'm straight. America is in trouble. Our people are in trouble. We need to prepare ourselves. This 4 years, this is the 4 years that decide whether or not Black America is still going to exist. If you look at how they handled us through the census, how they handled us through the election, they're trying to tell you people that they don't want your race here in this country anymore. That by any means necessary, they're going to make your race disappear. And they're going to redefine you. That you're not Black, that you're brown. You're not going to get treated equal as the other brown people. The other brown people are better than you. That's how the game is being played. That the other brown people bring more to the table than you. That the other brown people, their children are more valuable than the Black children. That if you do not take up the mark of being called brown, then you can't have anything in America. You're a substandard human being who lives below the food chain. But if you accept the mark of being brown, with races that do not emulate who you are and what you are, who have no vested interest, no skin in the game in this country, you got blood and bodies laying all over this bitch. From 1776 to 1863 to 1973. But you're nothing in their eye. And then you vote a man in there that tell you that you nothing. And then you vote in a pseudo Black bitch who tell you she ain't gonna do a damn thing for you. What is really going on? Okay. What is really going on? This is Mr. Political. And it's Sunday morning. And I want everyone to forgive me for any foul language that offended you. But it hurts to see your nation and your country both go down the drain at the same time. When you have the ability to see the greatness of Black people from times long ago, to see them crawl on their belly today, to see them allow individuals to disrespect their culture and then think it's attractive and cute and progressive. To see them be insulted openly and then accept it and laugh it off like it's just normal. A man of my age cannot tolerate this ignorance from our young folks and our poor leadership. A man of my age, remember the glory days when Black America was great. We were poor, but we were great. Now, we're just a small assimilation of what we used to be. That we hold no power, we hold no greatness. The first barrier that we broke through, we do not even participate in anymore. How about the educated Black from the Negro College? Instead of hating Trump, how about you flip the script and you make Black America great again? How about you leave your worship of the American white dollar alone and you commit yourself to a betterment for your children and your elderly? Don't you walk away from corporate America as white people walk away from corporate America and go into your communities and build bigger and better. How about you join those individuals who decided that they was going to take a vacation from integration, 96 of them, and move and create their own town? Because that's where we're going at now. And some say, well, I'm not leaving. I can't give up my mall and my trips and my hair. I'm not giving that up. I'm not going to leave my good white folks. Them white folks good to me. They let me sleep at their foot or their feet. They even give me crumbs from their table. Them white folks good to me. Well, unfortunately, that behavior, may it be modern or may it be ancient, is unacceptable for the future, the new norm. We're in trouble, people. And then division is coming. This division is coming. You can say, well, he's an alarmist, but every indication shows that the division is coming. And that if you are relying on those pseudo-black leaders that you have in your municipalities, your counties, and your city, wherever you at, before this takes place, before this division takes place, you must remove each and every one of those black leaders from political office. And I'm sorry, and you may say I'm crazy, but if you look very carefully, past the smoke and mirror, you will find that your communities are that way because of them. Your community shortcoming is because of them. And because you allowed yourself to believe that they were competent and capable of helping your people. But you got to understand who educated them and what class group they came from. And they were taught that you were substandard. So they were going to use you. Their whole life is a lie. You can't meet very few people who go into that field. Is their life really true? Their life is pretty much them putting things in place to get you to believe that they're important people. You can sit on boards and all kind of other different things that they taught as part of their resume. They ain't did nothing. Because half of the boards don't meet but once a month. All they had to do is be able to go show up once a month to say that they was on the board. They ain't changed nothing. They can be on all kind of different organizations. They can have non-for-profits. These are just bait to get you to believe that these people are competent. These people are not competent. They just got a bunch of certificates and awards and pictures they take with people to fool you to think that they could do a job. Anyone can fool you with phony stuff to make you believe that they are capable of doing the job. Alex Goins is a prime example. Alex has a degree from a predominantly black college. And he's stupid. He is the poster child for the reason why you don't send your child to a Negro college. Alex Goins, city councilman for the city of Cocoa. That's who I'm talking about. Of Alex Goins, city of Cocoa. His father owns Goins Construction Land Clearing in Florida. Do you want me to give you the address? Because I give you the address because these people are off the chain. Especially the son. He really thinks that he's somebody because his daddy bought him an education. He didn't obtain a degree. His daddy paid for them to put good grades on his paper so people would think that he was competent. This is true. Alex doesn't like what I'm saying and what I'm telling about him. He can meet me at Provost Park and we can have a conversation. He don't have to bring his brother or his mama or his daddy. He don't have to bring none of them people. He can come as a man, which he won't do. Because you got to be able to wear underwear instead of pull-ups to be a man. And I didn't want to put that tidbit out there because Mr. Alex Goins and several of his Negro Klan members have took it upon themselves from the city of Cocoa, Florida, to use their positions on the city council to deny black people accessibility to a black museum. That if you are black and you want to go learn about your history, you first have to go before the white man and ask his permission. Now, where I come from, that's very insulting. And for the city of Cocoa, who has a black mayor named Mike Blake, to allow the city council, which is predominantly white, to say to black people that they don't have a right and their children don't have a right to look in their history and then be supported, Mike Blake, by the president and one of the presidents of the NAACP, Clarence Whipple, which is the most notorious Uncle Tom that the city of Cocoa has ever bred into existence. He is the black man who put the bars on public accommodation in violation of the Civil Rights Act. The president of the NAACP of Cocoa did this. He violated not only the state Civil Rights Act, but the federal Civil Rights. All these people are black who doing this. And any of them names that I call that want to say that I'm a lie in public, because I'll be where you want me to be and we have an open conversation. But they cowards. They're Uncle Toms by birth. And that's what they do. They use their color to exploit their people. And this is throughout all those blacks that supported Joe Biden. That's what they're about. And if you look into them very closely, all of those ones who had influence in the media went to HBU colleges. I'm trying to tell you. And then they made sure that their college got some money while they screwed you out of yours. And they're going to live better than you doing this mess. Trust what I say. But they're going to keep telling you, we all black people, we in the struggle together. But that's not the case. So keep your head on the swivel. Keep your heart strong. Keep your mind informed. And keep your eyes to God. And your knees in his presence. Because that's what's going to see us through this ignorance. This shortcoming and balance of life that we're dealing with right now. Things will be better. But they will not be better under Joe Biden. They will not be better out of Miss Harris. However, the HBU, the white colleges, and the white media in the NAACP Urban League and Al Sharpton and his crew, it's not going to be better under Joe Biden. You're going to lose more under Joe Biden, and you're going to be used as a poster child to support immigrants' better life. Your back is going to be whipped again so the immigrant can have a better life, because you're less than subhuman. You're less than a human being within his eyes. He told you if you didn't vote for him, he was going to put you back in chains. And you did vote for him, and you're a stone throw away from chains. Trust what I say. Believe what you want to believe, because we have a right to do that in America. And unlike you, unlike most of you who are listening, I'm willing to give my life so you can have a right to believe what you want. Are you willing to do that for me? This is Mr. Political. Love you much. And I'm out.
When Mr. Political speaks, the world must listen. This is LANCESCURV, host of the LANCESCURV show, and I approve this message. Peace.
Joining me via Skype, I've got LANCESCURV, a blogger, radio host, friend.